G'day, I'm Toby from Toby Fire and Steel. Tonight I was going to do a bit of a live for you. Unfortunately, there's something going on my YouTube and I can't seem to live presently. So what I'm doing tonight is, because we've had so much activity with the resin casting and the silicon stuff recently, I thought I'd do a bit of casting tonight with alumilite and something a little bit different for you. So I'm going to mix a big chunk of this up because we've got 2 containers we're working with. Perfect. Alright, so we got some nice dyes, some resins and some dyes. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take a little bit more out of that one, put in this one, just a little bit though. And we're going to put a little bit of pink in here. I'm going to put some orange in this one, which has some pink in it too, but that's okay. Oh. Some yellow in, which one was the yellow one? I'm going to go on this one. These two, I wanted a bit of blue in this one. That's blue. This one, and some purple in this one. I love the way these purples look. They've got like an oil slick look to them. Okay, so this is our little bit of fun today. So these are just 3 pieces of stabilized timber, and this is a piece of stabilized driftwood. They've all just come out of the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my largest void, and I'm sort of hoping these will drift into each other a little bit. So I've left them a little longer than you often would leave things, but it's because of the fact that I want them to be a little bit sort of starting to go off so that they don't drift too heavily into each other, which they're starting to warm up now, so it's good. Okay, so first things first, let's move this away a little tiny bit. I'm going to take this piece of driftwood and I'm going to just dip it in my yellow, so it sort of gets a nice little layer of that on there just for fun. And then I'll put that one back, so let that sit for a bit, and then I'm going to take my yellow, because there's the bulk of that, and my pink, that across a little bit, and I'll pour those two. That's not what I didn't want to happen, but that's okay, we can handle it. And then I sort of mix them together a little anyway, so that's okay. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'll put my blue and my purple either side of my driftwood, and that yellow should help to make the driftwood sort of separate from the dark colours a little bit, and kind of give it a nice sort of bright look in there. What I am going to do is open this up a little bit, because there's voids in the driftwood. Obviously you want that to fully fill. I just want a hint of each colour in the others, but not a lot, just a slight reflection of each colour. And then what I always make sure I have is my little pot of liquids that can all go in the pressure pot as well. What's that? Pink dye. And the fun thing to do with if you keep a cup like this is that you can always you can cut it up or turn something out of it afterwards. It tends to have these funky cool colours that sort of run all the way through it. All right. Right, and that's that. So 60 psi, a bit more than 60 psi, which is 4.5 bar. And alumilite can be taken out in a couple of hours, but tend to leave that overnight. So tune into Instagram, Toby and Fire and Steel tomorrow, and we'll get those blocks out. And then tomorrow night, maybe we'll cut them up and have a look, see what they look like. Thanks very much. Hooroo.